Well, welcome to Voices of Women. I'm Chris Stanish, your host, and I'm also the founder of Women of Wisdom Foundation in Seattle, Washington. We are putting on our 29th annual Women of Wisdom Conference. It is March 11th through the 14th, and it is virtual for the very first time. We have special guests Terry Tempest Williams and Louisa Tisch are our evening programs. You can read about the conference on our website, womenofwisdom.org. Now I'm going to interview one of our workshop presenters, Marla Durden. Marla is an alchemist, artist, entrepreneur, wisdom coach, and interplay leader. She has a passion for transformational process and the changes it can quickly create in our lives. Marla produces and facilitates the WOW Watering Wholeness monthly community call, and she's also on the Women of Wisdom Council. Marla consults with companies and organizations in brand development, and she creates and manages several brands of her own. She coaches individuals and families in personal transformation, life-affirming values, and life strategies. Marla holds a BA in Fine Arts from the University of Texas at Austin and is a graduate of the Birthing of Giants Entrepreneur Leadership Program at MIT. Marla is giving a workshop Saturday afternoon, March 13th. It is called Reset to Love, A Journey to the Heart of Being. She is also moderating the panel on Friday, Stories of Our Gifts, Wisdom Through the Generation. She is representing the 50s for us. So welcome, Marla.
Thank you, Chris. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, well, tell us a little about yourself. Maybe share your role at Women of Wisdom.
Well, I'm on the Women of Wisdom Council. I've been, I think, coming up 3 years now on the council, and have been doing many wonderful things with WOW. I also facilitate and produce our monthly call called Watering Wholeness. It's our community call where we have speakers and time to do some connecting every month, and I love that as well.
Yes, and you also work on some of our marketing and creating our graphics. You're very good at doing graphics. It's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So what inspires you most for the work you do? You know, your coaching and all the workshops and things that you do. What inspires you?
You know, for me, Chris, I have personally been on a journey of self-discovery and learning probably since I was 3 years old. I used to tell a joke where I tell people I wanted to be enlightened before I even knew what enlightenment was. And it's true, there's this, and I think it comes from my family. My grandfather had this saying that he would always say, when you stop growing, you start dying. Stop learning, you start dying. And I that just feels like it's a part of who I am.
Yeah, that's great. And but also just you can share a little bit. You've been recently giving workshop at Ghost Ranch.
Yes. I had the great fortune of meeting the director of education for Ghost Ranch at a workshop that we were doing together, the Gender Equity and Reconciliation International Facilitators Training. That's a lot of words, but basically what that organization does is it facilitates healing conversations between men and women.
Yes, I'm aware of that, and they have presented at Women of Wisdom. It's a great organization, and it's great for you to be doing your work at Ghost Ranch. So let's talk about your focus on WOW on your workshop is Reset to Love. What is that about?
Well, Reset to Love actually is about just that. And actually the whole concept was born out of the work that I did with Ghost Ranch. I last year facilitated their New Year's Eve retreat, which was titled, actually this year, just a few weeks ago, Reset to Love. And this workshop is about coming back to heart center, about coming back to what's real, what's true, what nourishes us, what feeds us, what guides us, and living our life from this place.
Yeah, it's so important work. I think we all kind of, we all desire that. And sometimes we just get so busy in our lives and our to-do that we forget to take that time.
Mm-hmm.
But where can people start to connect with what they love? It's almost like stopping that doing part in our lives and then bringing that incorporating that into the vision of their life so that they're bringing that love into the vision of their life? How do you tell people where to start?
I would tell people to stop. To
Stop.
pause. Yes, to pause.
Mm.
Take a moment to stop and pause. Turn off the devices, turn off the television, go within and recognize what it is that you love, recognize what nourishes you, what feeds you, like literally make a list and then do more of that every day.
And it sounds like even schedule it.
Absolutely.
That's great. So why do you think people are needing love now more than ever? Is it a different time?
Look around. There's so much fear right now with what's going on in the world, with politics. People are feeling isolated. There's loneliness. Love is what we need right now. Love is what will allow us to move out of this place of fear, and where fear can either make us want to run or it makes us want to hide, or we're frozen. And if we can raise our vibration, move our thoughts to a higher feeling state, to a stronger vibrational state, which love will do for us. And it's so simple, right? Because we all have something that we love. Then we can begin to move ourselves out of fear into a place where we can have some choice. It's the perspective.
Yeah, I was thinking too, we can spread that by, if you see someone who maybe is looking sad, or, like even the grocery clerk who's having a bad day, of just extending that love to them and saying something to them like, hey, how is your day? With that brightness that it could perk them up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I always say, one of my favorite sayings is, you can't give what you don't have. Mm. And so before we can actually really give love to that clerk, we have to give it to ourselves. And so the first order of business for all of us every day should be around self-love, taking time to love ourselves, to care for ourselves, to do the things that make us feel good, and to acknowledge ourselves for the things that we've done well. In this culture, sometimes we think that doing that might be narcissistic or self-centered or something like that, but it's not. We have to love ourselves in order to love other people.
Yeah, that's true. And even starting our day, like, if you've had a bad day or bad night before, but to wake up and kind of clear that energy, compassion for yourself, self-forgiveness, and start the day like, today is going to be a good day, and just put that energy out there will bring change your whole outlook of how your day is going to be.
Absolutely.
Well, what do you hope that participants will take away from your workshop?
I hope that people will leave the workshop centered in what they love, knowing what they love, and also having a heartfelt experience of coherence, of having this place where the heart and the head are aligned, that gives us this definiteness of purpose, that gives us this place, this nudge, this sense of knowing that where we're moving, where we're going is right and true for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. And it's important. I think we look for that in all our workshops that we bring to Women of Wisdom, is what are people going to gain from it? How is it going to change their lives? And we know it does, because we have that experience for so many years, witnessing women just making profound changes in their lives. So another question I have that I've been asking everybody is how this fits in with our theme, which you were part of creating too, being on the committee, celebrating spirit of women, united we are one.
How my workshop fits in with the theme? Oh my goodness. Celebrating the spirit of women. I mean, what is love? That we are love. The spirit of women is love, right? Everything is born of woman. We are the center of life for our families. Love is what we are. And so that is so much how it fits. And I think the other thing about this workshop that's really beautiful is, as it relates to the theme, is when we are centered in what we love, when we know what we love, we are in celebration.
True. And you can always see that in people when they're really doing something they love, they just exude this, glow, happiness. And sometimes we get jealous of that, like, oh, I want what she has. Well, it is, we have to find it in us. Well, you're also the moderator of one of our panels, the panel for intergenerational. We have women from different generations. So what's the vision for this? Because I know you were part of that experience. I was with you when we came to that idea of, hey, let's hear from different women from the different decades.
One of the things that I realize more and more as I am older, we'll just say it like that, is that younger women, I have something to learn from younger women. Mm-hmm. And I almost feel like, each generation has its gifts, and that I recognize that, especially in one of the young women that we were talking to at the time. Mm-hmm. That I want to hear that wisdom, and so that there's wisdom across the ages, and if we can all get together and share that, like, what are the quintessential pieces of information, the quintessential pieces that we know now as we are, whatever age we are, to what is that we want to share. And I think it's a beautiful opportunity for us to share with each other across the spectrum.
And I think we'll find commonalities, but I think we all go about it in different ways. I mean, you look at, we have an amazing team coming on board who's already in the list of the top, 20, 100 young women in the US. And, she's written up in Oprah magazine. I mean, it's amazing. And it gives us hope, as elder, it gives us hope. And they also look to us for mentorship, but I look to them for mentorship, just like you were saying. So I'm excited to hear from all these different women. And so, well, you already talked to the Watering Wholeness community call, but you were the one that developed this for Women of Wisdom. And I just want to appreciate that for you. It's great for people to get together. It's always the third Wednesday of every month. And a presenter shares her gifts and her knowledge, and we have people get to share and talk. And it's a wonderful, whenever we can get together in community with women, it's always fabulous. Mm-hmm. So what would you like to end, just a last message for everybody that you want people to leave with on this at this time right now?
I would say, my message is really clear. Follow love. And I don't mean that in some romantic notion, but like, really, what do you love? And what loves you? And what's real and what's important? And to get real clear about that and let that be the center of your life.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, do you have, I guess there was one more question, and maybe it's probably the same answer. What your vision is for women attending the conference? Since you're part of the planning committee, we've been working on it for months and months. What is your vision?
I would like the women to come to the conference and meet new people. And we know that that's possible by the way we're setting up the conference. I want them to be inspired. I want them to have some new information. I want them to be entertained and nourished.
Nourished. Well, great. And I know that will happen. We've got a great program, and even places where women can interact with each other one-on-one or even in small groups. So we're pretty excited about that. So thanks for being on the show today, Marla.
Thank you so much, Chris.
So please give your website where people can find out more about you and the work you do.
It's modernrootwoman.com.
Okay, modernrootwomen.com. Great. Also check out the Women of Wisdom website, womenofwisdom.org. Look for the 2021 conference. You can find out all the information. Early bird is ending this Sunday, January 31st. But even after that, there's still great prices for seniors and teens and young women. So check that all out. And we hope, we know we're going to see you in March. So we look forward to seeing everybody in March. Thank you.